welcome to another video in my journey to 1 Million Gamerscore series. And November 2021 is done, so it's time to bring to you all the Gamerscore we got in November 2021. But before we do, a milestone which I would like to just bring up quickly, and that is my achievement a day streak this month hit 700 days, which I can't believe I've actually managed to keep going. And obviously once the year is out and we hit January the 1st 2022, that will have been an achievement a day for 2 whole years, because this streak started on January the 1st 2020, so we've nearly done 2 whole years. But anyway, plenty of easy completions this month, plenty of completions overall this month, so let's skip across to the gaming tab and crack on with the gamer score I've got this month, all the completions. And as I always like to do, we like to do this in chronological order, so let's scroll all the way down to Crazy Gravity. This one wasn't too difficult. It's a platformer with a little bit of a twist to it. The middle of the level, the top half and the bottom half are sort of different colours, and if you jump down into the bottom half of the level, gravity, your controls are reversed basically, so left is right, right is left, and you can use the top half to sort of jump up high, and then obviously your momentum will carry you down through to the bottom half, and you can use it to sort of platform upside down in the bottom half of it, while obviously your controls are reversed. I think that's what they were going with the whole gravity thing there. Not too difficult, this one. As you'll see there, the last achievement I unlocked was completing level 12, so you have to complete 12 levels. You also have to collect 6 energies. They'll be quite clearly visible as to what they are once you see the first one. So once you've got 6 of them, then you haven't got to worry about any more of those, and you can just go through the levels after that. Like I said, not too tricky a game, and as you'll see from my stats there, it took me 24 minutes. So out of the 5 people that are on my friends list that have played this, I actually did it the quickest. I think it's the only game this happened for this month. So yeah, under half an hour you can get that one done. I must admit, I did actually struggle with a couple of levels a bit, and I still got it done in 24 minutes, so not a tough one to do is Crazy Gravity. Above that we've got Castle of Pixel Skulls DX. I think this one was again for finishing X amount of levels. As you'll see, yeah, finish level 20, so you've got to finish 20 levels. You've also got to die 20 times, die 10 times, so yeah, if you die 20 times you get all the achievements there. 40 times you have to jump, and you also do have to finish level 1 without dying. That's the only level you have to finish without dying. So if you start up the game and you do die during level 1, make sure you back out to the title screen, and then it'll obviously go back into the game so you complete level 1 without dying. I did manage to do it without dying first time round, but I would suggest you do that should you have a mishap and die. I did decide to just spam the jump button and get a couple of those quickly popped as well before I'd even done the first level. I think a couple of these levels were quite tricky, but again, trial and error, a little bit of learning. You should be able to get the job done. It's not overly difficult. So I think I might have struggled a little bit, and I got it done in 42 minutes. So you can get it done in less than an hour. Half hour to an hour I think is a fair average for this game, because some of the levels can be just a little bit tricky, but not a difficult one at all. Okay, so above that we've got Reminiscence in the Night. This is kind of a point and click adventure, but more of a storytelling one, so you just have to know where to go and what to do. I used the guide that was done by Cheetah's Guides. Cheetah is spelt as in the animal way. Their guide on this game was bang on, and I got the game done quite quickly, I do believe. Oh, if we go to the actual stats, might help. There we go, 23 minutes. And I have looked at the rank of my friends there. Someone was able to do this in 10 minutes on my friends list. So if you can follow it without pausing it, you can get it done in 10 minutes. But I always say, if you're following a guide and you want to pause it, whatever the length of the guide is, double it, add a little bit. Someone was able to do it in 10 minutes. Look, I was using the guide and paused it multiple times. I doubled it and added a little bit, so it took me 23 minutes. But yeah, using the guide for this one should get the job done in under half an hour. I do believe all of the 7 friends on my list did exactly that. Okay, so above that we've got Blitz Breaker. This one was a tiny bit challenging, I believe. This one is a platformer, but you sort of boost in the air and sort of use yourself to shoot across. And sometimes you need to sort of drop down and then shoot across into a gap and things like that. So 10,000 points of story mode was the last achievement I unlocked. You also have to collect 25 stars in story mode. You do have to die 150 times as well. I think you have to get to level 1-3 there, as you'll see, for achievements related to levels, but you'll have to get up to the early levels in the 2- world to get enough points to unlock that last achievement. So you will have to play for a bit. You've got a timer at the top of your screen, and whatever points or whatever time is left on there in seconds is going to be your score for that level. Get X amount of points out of a level, you get awarded a star for it. And there are coins in a level, and if you get a coin, it adds time to your timer. So to get a star, you kind of want to get all the coins and get out of there. So you want to kind of get your stars done in as many of the earlier levels as possible, and then again, like after that, you can just concentrate on finish the level and just chipping away and adding score to your game. But it wasn't too tough, but it was tricky, and as you'll see, it put a bit of time into this one, hour and 46 minutes. So I did struggle with this one a little bit, but there are plenty of people out there who got it done in under an hour. So yeah, it took me a little bit of time, that one, but it's not actually that difficult, but I did struggle with it. Puken Bye Bye. This can be done super quick and super easily. The reason being is if you go into the game, you'll see that there is an achievement for beating level, where are we? Level 30. Complete 30 levels. So you've got 30 levels: 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 3, and then we've got complete 1 level and die once. Now, die once is only there because I decided to play the game legit for a bit. I did a couple of levels and then died on level 3, I think, before I then completed it. And then after that, I went for basically knocking the completion out double quick. Because what you can do in this is, once you're in a level, if you enter the cheat code, because this is done by Chili Dog Interactive, they have a cheat code which they use to make their games easier. The cheat code is up, up, down, down, up, up, right, left, left, right, X. You enter that in a level, it will make you skip that level, and it will count towards the achievements, because you can just use that and you can skip all the way through to level 30. I reckon if I did this game legit, die 10 times, 25 times, and possibly even 50 times would have happened before I completed level 30. As you'll see, a couple of odd achievements there for 72 times 72G, but and then die 10 times is 7 or things like that. But obviously, if you get 1000G out of it, don't worry, it won't odd your game score up. And then, yeah, once you need to farm out dying and jumping, as you'll see, you need to do 500 jumps. In the intro level, you can actually just jump left from the start and fall to your death. So you're getting a jump and a death. I mean, what I was doing was I was jumping about 5 times and then jumping off. So I was adding about 5 or 6 jumps before I died, and I was just farming those 2 out in that little intro level at the beginning. But yep, I mean, I took it on for a little bit, so it took me 17 minutes after I had played 3 levels. And then started using the cheat code. So it can probably be done in about 10 minutes with that cheat code, and then mashing buttons in the intro to jump and die. So it's super easy, super quick with the cheat code. Without it, gonna be tough, or certainly gonna take a lot longer. Right, so above that is Mini and Michi, I think that's how you pronounce it. Had this one stored for a while, decided to do it. It's got that sort of Zelda top-down sort of puzzle, dungeon crawler adventure type thing about it completely. I decided to take this game on legit without a guide, and you will get all of the achievements out of the first level, or I did. And obviously you will have to do this, the second level, because you need to defeat the second boss. But I cranked the difficulty down to easy, because literally every little bush you walk over on the floor will spit out a gem at you, and that will obviously help you along the way with those gems in buying stuff and things like that. So yeah, you'll find stamina extension, your health increase, you'll defeat ghosts, you'll find the amulet of might, you'll find a golden key, you recover, yeah, all of this. Literally find the gloves, you'll need to do that to progress on. So that's kind of part of the story as such in order to get through. And it'll say if you're playing on easy, the bosses ain't hard to beat. You'll get your health back while you're even fighting them, not tough at all. And then after you've done the first level, you can get to the second boss as quick as possible and then just beat them. But I didn't use a guide. If you use a guide, obviously it's going to be a lot quicker than what I did, because you're just going to where you need to go. But I did it legit, and I still managed to do it in under an hour. Did it in 55 minutes, so not a tough one at all, that. I do like to try and play some of these games legit. and that was one I wanted to have a go at. Back 4 Blood, I don't think I've added anything to that. However, I've got a couple of characters away from doing at least one mission with every character, so I don't think there's anything to add to that. Blazing Edges 2, I thought I'd give a bash. I got up to mission 8 out of quite a few, because there's a lot of achievements for just doing missions, and obviously I picked up a couple along the way. Yeah, so 8, and the game goes up to, where are we, 17, 18, and then, yeah, so it's probably 19 levels, unless you get double unlock there, I don't know, but I'm assuming there's 19 levels. But yeah, I got up to level 8, and level 8 is tough, and I read up on it, and apparently level 8 is pretty much the hardest mission in the game. It's a little bit unfair, but we will return to that at some point. Just thought I'd have a random game of that and play that. Right, Kengo Legend of the Nine, I picked this up, showed off in a pickups video very recently. Just thought I'd play through the first level with a character, which you will get, or play through the story mode with a character, which you'll get an achievement for finishing the story mode with that character. No point showing the achievement list because all the achievement descriptions are written in Japanese, so I'll just show you that. But yeah, I got 2 achievements for playing through a story mode with a certain character, so maybe I think one might be for finishing the story mode, one for finishing the story mode with the certain character. Can't quite remember, but we had a little blast with that, and yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Had this ages in my backlog, so I thought I would play Ride, and I thought I'd play it to the point of getting this achievement here, reach a balance of 1,000 or 100,000 credits. Basically, yeah, your balance has to be in there, so you can't spend any. I did spend a little bit to upgrade the base bike that I was using, but I pretty much used that all the time, and just popped some of this along the way, just reaching 300 position of the ranking of the world tour. You can't go down in it, you just go out every time you get points. Buy a new component for your bike, enter the bike settings. There's quite a few easy ones on this, but yeah, I was aiming for this achievement, so I've got to go back to that. I'll probably talk about this game in depth, hopefully when I get the completion out of it. It doesn't look too tough. I have been advised by a friend that it's not too tough as well, so we've got more time to put into that at a later date. Again, bought this one a while ago. Stab. This one's not too difficult. I thought you might need to use multiple controllers for this. You don't. You can set up it to be against the computer, the AI, and then you can make the AI basically really rubbish, because you select the difficulty of the AI when you're playing it, and that will help you as well. So lots of achievements for doing random stuff with what are called flesh birds. You have to dye them get them to die in certain ways. Like win 100 versus matches, you could spam that by setting it up sort of like one match in not a lot of time, or one kill, and things like that. And a lot of some of it is a little bit random in some of the stuff you have to do. I used the true achievement guide for this achievement here, Exterminator, clear 50 waves of Cronenbergs in survival mode. You can basically set it up, I believe, to have you can have up to 8 flesh birds, obviously yourself, and then you can team up and have 7 on your side, and then let them do most of the work basically. So yeah, that's quite handy. But there's a lot of random stuff in, random ways to die, so you might want to check out individual achievement guides for some of the things you need to do, like which level has the teleport and things like that, which one has a spike ball. There's ways of sort of making power-ups appear, so pick up multiple legs at once can happen, and there's another one for having 2 certain power-ups at once as well. Just a guide for this will be very handy in looking for things to do some of these with. I mean, I actually played this game in this meat grinder level and got all of these achievements up to win 10 versus matches without even trying. In fact, block a spike with a tumour happened by accident while I was actually farming out, finished 20 versus matches in a draw. Again, used a guide to help me with that one, to sort of do things with the settings to make that easy for me. So yep, yeah, I think you might need a second controller for that one actually. Maybe I did use 2 controllers for a couple of achievements, I can't remember. But either that, or you put the AI on very stupid and then push them in and then push yourself in. That's exactly what I did, you know. There it is. Come back to me now. How long did I spend with this game? There we go, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I think a lot of that was to farm out this watch 1,000 flesh birds pop. That would take a while, but you can set up this never-ending match and just basically idle your controller, have the joystick pulled across and it plugged into the power so it doesn't time out, and yeah, just let the computer go nuts on each other, and then you're watching them die, and they'll probably kill you while you're just sitting there as well. that was just a little bit time consuming. Once you've got it set up right, not tough to do. It's not a tough completion. Just as you'll see, a little bit of time is needed because of some of the lengthy achievements there at the end. Gang Beasts took advantage of Game Pass here. I will advise you that a couple of the levels here will have you pulling your hair out. Very frustrating to control these sort of games. A bit like the characters in it control like human fall flat, and there's a couple of levels where you have to do certain things that with the controls drove me mental. Just drove me mental. But I got there and I probably sat there and I did it all in one sitting. And well, I say I did it all in one sitting. I did actually have a half-hour break with it running at one point, just to sort of have a drink and chill, because one of them was stressing me out a little bit. I think it was where are we? It was one where you have to pass through. No, that wasn't too tough. Broke the stairs on the tower stage. I think it was that one. We had to knock this. They climbed onto the roof of a trailer. No. Which one was it? There we go. This one here had, broke the cable supporting a gondola without falling on the gondola stage. I thought this was tough. That raised it up to the next level. Honestly, had me fuming, as you'll see from the low unlock rate. But it was on Game Pass. I was determined to do it, and I got there eventually. But there's guides for the individual achievements, and some people have made a guide for the whole game with obviously timestamps to help you. I used multiple guides and multiple helps to get me through this, and if it wasn't on Game Pass I probably wouldn't have done it, to be honest with you. So it was getting a free 1000G to an extent, part of my subscription, as I like to say. Right, above that we've got King of Fighters. Just did a bit of the online boosting with my good friend Russell Bohr. Knocked a couple of online stuff on that out of the way. Still some more to do. Above it, played Lego Rock Band for a couple of hours, literally a couple of hours in one session. So a lot of that is through natural progression of the World Tour, or whatever it's called. Did buy a couple of things in my Rock Den as well to unlock, buy this and buy that, and bought a guitar as well with the studs that I'd accumulated. But we'll play through the whole sort of World Tour season on that, and obviously we'll get the achievements along the way for doing certain gigs, venues, stages, things like that. But I am making sure I do every gig at every venue so that I get the achievement for doing exactly that. And then we'll do the endless set list at the end, because that's got its own achievement. You'll have to do that as part of the play at every gig. Okay, above that, my first Japanese game that I've really put some time into, Otomedia's Gorgeous. I was hoping to have this done, but the last achievement I haven't unlocked. There are 13. The last one is worth 200 gamer score. You'll have to play through it as all of the characters. You get one achievement for playing through with every character separately, and then you'll get an achievement for playing it for 5 minutes, for 57 minutes, and 573 minutes. You also get the same value achievements, or you have to do something the same amount of times as minutes, 5 times, 57 times, and 573 times, and that is touch the head, or yes, the chest area of the girls that control the ships on the title screen, character select screen, and things like that. They make a little noise every time you do it. Yes, Japanese games. So you have to do that 5 times, 57 times, 573 times. Again, they're all cumulative, and they do have odd number of achievements, but once you do all those 557, 573 achievements, as you'll see, your gamer score will even out to 800. The last achievement is for getting all cards. It says all cards, but you only get all cards for one character. You could buy them, so I was playing the first level without dying again, an S rank, and then dying so that I could quit out and make sure everything's saved, and accumulate the coins after multiple playthroughs, after hours and hours, and bought all the cards. It didn't unlock. I then learned you had to get a game over screen in the original mode to get a random card given to you, and this is the only place you could get the illustration cards. I got all of those for my character that I was working on. Achievement still didn't unlock, and then I used my phone, which translates Japanese to English on my phone, as I looked at it, and I'm apparently missing 2 cards somewhere for doing something, and I still need to work it out. But I needed a break from it just because I played it so much that it was just starting to grind on me a little bit. I just wanted a break to it. Should have gone back to it by now. I haven't. It's just a time thing with me. I'm playing other stuff as well. Yeah, I played a bit more Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighbourville, just grinding up the 200 vanquishes with every character, because you can go into the explore mode and just do it in there, and it's not that difficult to do actually. And talking of not that difficult to do, Gynog, super easy completion. And the reason why this is super easy is I found out once you've started the game and you pause it, I was just thinking of knocking the difficulty down. When I pause it, I just saw cheats menu. I opened up the cheats menu. You can make yourself invincible, which is enough to get through the game anyway, but you can also put other stuff on, like infinite magic and all sorts of things in there, and it just made it a point of literally just steering and shooting your way through the game. And by doing that, you'll get enough points to get all the points totals ones, and you'll get the achievements for finishing every chapter. There are 6 in total. Yep, it just makes it really easy. It makes it super easy, and that's all you got to do. Just pause it as soon as you start it, activate the cheats. Okay, so me and my friend Ross Ball, we went on a little bit of a tennis splurge even, and started knocking out the online stuff on Top Speed 3, got a few others along the way. I suggested in Virtual Tennis 2009 the online achievements, had already done them, so I did them for him. We boosted those for himself, and I did pick up I finally got a second controller on the go, because when I played this back in the day I didn't have a second controller, because this is one of the very first games I bought, just because I love Virtual Tennis on the Dreamcast. But anyway, so yeah, with the 2 controllers I hammered out the 100 aces by serving against basically myself, and topped that up from 43 I think I was on, up to the 100 that you need. And then I played 100 matches on grass and clay courts. One was at 87, that was the grass, so I didn't have many to go on that, and the clay one was at about 50. But I worked out that if I got my turbo controller out and set it up in a certain way, because you only have to play the matches, it would and then the A would hit retry as soon as I finished. I could put it down and do some other stuff around the flat while that was working its way and doing it for me. So turbo controller saved me so much time and achievements over the years. I highly advise getting one. Right, been playing some more Killer Instinct, just been working on some of the fight challenges, achievements, as I say. Just wanted to dip into games I haven't played for a while, and dip into other games as well, and that was just one that got done. And played through as Gargos, got a couple of the online achievements with Gargos, and just working on some of the other characters in that and getting some more out of that. Right, above that, easy completion, A Fold Apart. The one piece of advice that I will give you is when you start the game, you'll get an achievement straight away. Do not skip the opening cutscene, because there is an achievement for something happening in the story which you mustn't skip the cutscene, otherwise it won't unlock. I found that out when I did skip it through my own impatience, but after I played through the game I just went back and started again. I did, however, not skip through a cutscene in Chapter 3. That is another secret achievement, so do not skip through the cutscenes in Chapter 3. Apart from that, once the puzzles start, what happens is you clear the puzzles by folding the edges over and moving the characters around like that. It's actually a really clever game. It's actually quite a beautiful game to look at as well. But what makes this easy is once the puzzles are active and the edges gone sort of sparkly blue, which means the puzzle's active and you can start folding things around. If you press start and show hint, that's it. That's all you got to do, because you then, once the first hint's done, all you have to do then is press A and it goes straight on to doing the next hint for you, and it literally just puts the level together for you. So it almost becomes an interactive story for you to watch if you just keep hinting through it. There comes a point where you do have to move the character yourself, and sometimes you'll have to push a block, but it's obvious what to do to get up somewhere, move across. But it's super easy completion, but under an hour. So it just takes a little bit of time because of some of the story you have to watch and you can't skip past. But apart from that, I think we're nearly there. Capcom Arcade Stadium, just been playing a bit of that, some long achievements and that, just working on that. You have to play for 100 hours. Yes, I've been doing a bit of controller idling. You have to play 1,000 times. Yes, I've been starting games and just moving on and not really playing a game, resetting it, then starting again. But some long achievements in that, and I'm working on them. But I do love the Capcom games. I bought the whole lot because they was in the sale recently. Been playing some Street Fighter 2, just been having a bit of fun with it as well as going for achievements. And above that, you'll see Forza Horizon 4. The DLC for that was in the sale. If the base game ever leaves Game Pass, I will have to buy the base game, but the DLC for it was in the sale, so I nabbed the DLC for that. I've been playing the Fortune Island, played a lot of that, picked up some of the other ones that come along with title updates, which had happened since I last played it. I actually originally was just loading up the game to see if any achievements would unlock, because they might have been things I've already done since the title updates were added, but I haven't actually visited it since the title updates were added. Nothing unlocked, and I just thought I'd do a couple of achievements and got hooked on it. I just wanted to play it for a bit before I play Forza Horizon 5, and here I am still playing it and then buying the DLC and knocking out the DLC for it. But I've added quite a bit from it. Got over 100 achievements there now. 10 short getting 2,000 G out of it, but of the DLC that I bought, I've yet to start the Lego, so there's going to be more Gamerscore got out of this and you'll see that in the next video, because it will be higher than 1990 and 101 achievements, because I'll have played the Lego. So quite a few easy completions there, a lot of gamer score added, just say a lot of different games visited, been dipping in and out of games. I'm messing up my gamer card a little bit by doing that. I think what I'm going to do with these videos going forward, perhaps, because I want to do that more, dipping in and out of games, but not necessarily talk about little bits that I've got, perhaps just focus on completions moving forwards, because that's what I think people are here for. They want to know the completions and they want to know which ones are easy. Probably will still talk about large chunks I've got out, new games or old games that I played for the first time, starting from zero perhaps. But I think that's the way forward with this series. But I do like talking about Gamerscore, so I say that, and I'll probably end up talking about everything anyway. I do appreciate any comments, any feedback about what you like about the series. I know this series is one of my most viewed, and I will keep it going even when I get past 1 million. I've already decided that I'll do something beyond 1 million. The journey is to 1 million, but the journey will always be beyond. People ask me, what are you going to do once you get to 1 million? Just keep going. That's all it's about. Just keep going. That million is just where we want to be, just that goal we want to get to. So yeah, any feedback about the series in the comment section below. Are you just here for the completions? Do you like me talking about anything? Any feedback is greatly appreciated. I will be doing another giveaway soon for a game code. I said I'd do one every milestone, not far off 850. So if the video has me passing 850 in it, that's when a game code giveaway will be happening next, just like I did when I passed 800,000. So it could be at the end of the next one. I don't know if I'm going to go at 14,000, or it could, or probably most likely will be in January, the end of January. So there will be a game code giveaway coming up soon. All you have to do is watch the video and answer the question that will be in the video. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, waffled on here long enough at the end. Finally, it just leaves me to say, if you have enjoyed this video, hitting a thumbs up would be awesome. I always appreciate that. If you're into Gamerscore and you like these videos, as I say that at the end of every month, please do consider subscribing. If you subscribe, I will love you for it. But that finally leaves me to say thank you again for watching, and as always, please do take care.